One-on-One, brought to you by the American Express card. Membership has its privileges. Don't leave home without it.
This is One-on-One with Lauren Sidney in New York.
Welcome to One-on-One. On this week's show, we'll meet a singer who brought the sounds and stories from a small town to international success, an actor who began as a salesman for Sears, and an actress who's continually striving to be taken seriously. Dennis Michael talks with Jacqueline Bissett. Bill Tush chats with Vincent Price. But first, Jeff Panzer goes one-on-one with John Cougar Mellencamp. John Cougar Mellencamp has been devoting his career to the social and economic issues in America and can be called the musical voice of the American heartland. He began as John Cougar, but it wasn't until 1982 with his first #1 single, Jack and Diane, that the musician skyrocketed to fame.
Oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone.
On the next album, Cougar reinstated his real name, Mellencamp, to his act. That represented a turning point in the artist's career. His work became more honest, more serious. He became an avid supporter of Farm Aid, performing in all 3 concerts. The Lonesome Jubilee is Mellencamp's most recent album and his most critically acclaimed to date. The musician claims the music is the most mature and honest he's ever written. And that honesty is depicted in his video, Paper and Fire. When Jeff Panzer went one-on-one with John Cougar Mellencamp, they talked about the transitions in the artist's career.
10 or 12 years ago, I was, just some dumb kid from Indiana who really hadn't written a song, and I had a record deal. So I pretty much, as a writer, have grown up in public. And people have seen me mature from a guy in a band in a bar, writing about what things that guys in a band in a bar do, to what I write about today.
The angry young man part of you, that rough, gruff kid, you've lost that.
No, I haven't lost it.
Are you still the same person?
No, I haven't lost it. No, it's changed. I was angry back then. I was pissed off back then. Now, I'm not angry anymore. I'm just disgusted. I'm just disgusted with what I know to be real and what I know not to be real. I'm disgusted with the Persian Gulf. I'm disgusted with Oliver North. I'm disgusted with the farm crisis, and I'm disgusted about a lot of things in this country. A lot of people don't use making records as going to the psychiatrist. I always have. Soul searching, trying to, be as real as I can be and as honest as I can be.
Are you comfortable with your status right now as a superstar?
Well, I think you got to really look at it, what it really is. When they write the story of the 80s and the late 70s, John Mellencamp will never be any more than just a footnote to Bruce Springsteen. And I understand that, no matter that I've sold millions of records, but that's all right with me. I'd say I'm a lot more together than I've ever been. But I work at that, you see. I work at coming to myself. It's part of my job as a songwriter. I used to think you had to be a tortured artist to write songs. And you do have to be a miserable son of a bitch sometimes to write a song. But the reality is that I had a line in Laugh and a Tear that says, I know there's a balance in life. I see it every time I swing by. And I'm just trying to get that pendulum not to swing so far each way. And I think that's how I view myself right now.
Now, is John Mellencamp content with midlife?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a lot more content with midlife than I was at being 18 years old. Even though 18 years old was a lot more funner, it sure was a lot more confusing. I was brought up to slug it out. You know what I'm saying? With whom or what, doesn't matter. I don't want my kids to do that. Not that I don't want them to have drive and personality, but I don't think it's necessary that you approach the world as a punching bag. What a man really has is his work and himself and his family and his friends. And that's it. All the rest of it, you can never come to yourself because you make $100,000 a year. And you can never come to yourself because you have a #1 album. And you can never come to yourself because you're the head of GM. Those things bring you no closer to knowing who you are.
With a wife and 3 daughters, and in the midst of a national tour, it would seem that John Cougar Mellencamp has come to understand himself quite well.